I became involved in this, I grew up on a farm and was always interested in medicine. And not so much on the human side, but on the animal side. And I was also interested in the machines that we used on the farm. So I was really torn between what I wanted to do, engineering or medicine. And so I decided, well, I'm going to try to do both. And there was actually a program in college where I could do engineering and veterinary medicine at the same time. And so that's what I did. And once I got into veterinary school, I decided, gosh, I really want to try to combine both again. I don't want to go into private practice. So, I took a job with a company that makes medical implants. And
well, my story is a little bit different. When I was 6 years old, I had cancer. Anybody know anybody who's had cancer? Okay, pretty much everybody probably knows someone who's had cancer, but you just may not realize it. And when I was 6 years old, I got cancer in the middle of my leg. And at the time, the only thing that they could do was either cut the whole thing off, or they could use radiation. You know what radiation is?
Yeah.
Like x-rays and things like that. They could use radiation to try to kill the cancer that was inside. But if they did that, it would probably kill my leg and wouldn't grow anymore. So I grew up with a 6-year-old leg. So that wasn't really a good idea. So I decided, well, my parents decided that I should go ahead and get my leg cut off. And ever since then, I've been trying to figure out what to do to make my life a little bit better, make things a little bit easier. Because it's not too easy going through life with just one leg. And when I first had my surgery, I had a prosthesis. You know what a prosthesis is? It's part of your guys' program here. I think you should know about that. A fake leg, right? Well, I didn't like it. It was heavy, and it didn't work very well, and it wasn't any good. So I just went through life on crutches, all the time thinking, how can I make that better? What can I do to help me get along a little bit better? Well, I didn't come up with anything, but I went to school to try to figure out a way. I went to school to be a mechanical engineer. And I always wanted to work on robotics, and I thought I could come up with the next bionic leg. Okay, anybody ever heard of the Bionic Man or the Six-Man Man? Right, or Cyborg, with a robot implant? That's what I thought I wanted to do. And so I started going to school, and I got a job that I thought would get me closer to that field. And for a long time I wanted to get into this field, orthopedics, because they deal with bones and limbs and things like that. And I thought I'd be able to make a robot leg. Then I found this job, and I realized instead of trying to make a good robot leg to make up for the leg I didn't have, instead I would help little kids so they wouldn't have to lose their leg in the first place. They wouldn't have to overcome having just one leg. Because if the technology had been around then that is around today, I'd still have 2 legs. So now I'm a part of that. I try to help kids so that they don't have to deal with those kinds of problems later on in life. We fix you when you're little, so you're not broken when you're old. And that's why I'm here. And I'll talk a little bit more about my prosthetic leg. I brought that along with a new one that didn't really change much. But that's why I'm here too.
Hollow, but what if there is a part
A
where
sensitive part?
no, what if there was a narrower part and it was also really weak there?
Well, actually, this
And if you nailed it, and if you did whatever you do with the nail, and it snapped, does that ever happen?
That's true. Yeah, especially you try to put too big of a nail through too small of a hole, or if it's too curved and they try to put in a straight nail. See, before we came along, all they had was straight nails, and they might try to put them into curved bones. It just doesn't really work, But yeah, that happens.